So then, we are back with more understandings from the Renewed Covenant from the Aramaic English translation of the word. This translation comes from the original manuscripts of the Hebrews of old from the time of the prophets of Yahweh. So then you can understand the time of the end and the inability of then the countries coming together and finding a resolution to the problems of the countries. It is imperative for each country then to understand the prophecy of Daniel regarding the time of the end, where the statue then is partially of clay, partially of iron. So then, we must resist the temptation of going to war against Iran and not do it. Rather, we should then gather and make sure then we invite our friends, the Chinese, to do patrols on the waters so then we can retrieve later. As the best course of action, because then we are indicating we want to trade rather than war. And then Israel also, they have to do their part in terms of making sure they have relationship with China and do trade rather than war. Then invite the president of Iran to a talk at the UN and finding other solution, either for them having a weapon or turning around and producing electricity. But then invading their land is not wise, is extremely unwise, and should not be done because we don't have the resources, neither is not the time for it. Per understanding of the prophecies as per the Yirmiyahu, the 61st chapter, we understand then the Gentiles would stand at awe before the mighty works of Yahweh. And so far, he's not even barely started. So we must maintain calm and then make sure we then invite the Chinese to do patrols, so then we indicate we want trade. That's the most important tactic we should use, and make sure then we retrieve later for rebuilding. So either candidate for presidency, whosoever then takes over the nation, should not do war against Iran, ever, because then we have time to retrieve and do our own homework. And so far the Chinese is backing up Obama, so vote for him. But then we must be also honest and not go to war. It's not the time for war. The Middle East is already very troublesome, and another war would then destroy our own country. Because it's not the time for the war anymore, it's time of rebuilding. Extremely important. Please stay tuned, much more coming up.